only her rival. We all went through struggles in this sea. We're all longing for survival. She just won't let me be. The crew's motto still stands in my tale. It's better to bend than to break, but crazy things happen when your life is at stake and when your friend becomes stake. I swam all around the crew and their sinking ship. I took in all that happened, the shots fired, the hits on my family and friends. The murders were numerous. I didn't know when they would end. I wanted to scream, but you know what I mean. But when they would try to kill me, I remember their saying, it's better to bend than to break. So I screamed underwater to my friend the otter. The crew made up many trips back and forth to their ship, lugging boxes and supplies that she kept for them to recover. They really loved her. Posting that Union Jack on her back is one of the things that they did to respect her, I soon did discover. The crew was unloading any extra weight. They scattered items along the floe. I heard 4 shots. Some animals had to go. I don't know. I must remember, it's better to bend than to break. If these murders were for eating, I might not consider them a crime. But wait for it. Homicides are coming later. It's only a matter of time. I will say it. Manslaughter. At the very least, it was their survival that resulted in a feast. The crew reached this giant floe. It was 10 feet thick and 5 feet of snow. They soon retrieved the third boat, but were hesitant to gloat because now it was the drift of this floe that determined where they were to go. It's better to bend than to break. They had to wait. Their lives were at stake. The crew continued to strip their lady until she was bare. Taking her clothes and her wooden arms, all they could reach, it was like watching blood being sucked out by a leech. They set up 5 tents, and the blizzard plowed in. The crew huddled together, listening to the roaring sound of sin. Soon after it warmed up, I witnessed some of the crew stripping down. They took a bath in the snow. They brushed something in their mouths. I don't know. It's better to bend than to break. The crew worked as one, except one who gave me heartache. He rode his 2 wheels from floe to floe, acting as if he knew where to go. He jumped over open water like a little girl skipping in the park. I wanted to eat him, and I waited for him in the dark. It's better to bend than to break, so I kept waiting for him, dreaming of him. What a dish. Sadly, he never fell in. I was stuck eating fish. That night, I overheard a plan of a group of men heading out while the rest remained on the floe. Now I'm confused. Where will I swim? Which direction will I go? Suddenly, the ocean built up. The pressure was fierce. Everyone could hear their lady's last cries. The lady had to sink. I saw it. I'm telling you, no lie. It's all that was left was her eye. She was dying, but she was not alone. My relatives were being shot one by one. I kept seeing a white flag and the sound of a gun. Then my uncle being dragged. They killed so many, I think they were having fun. That evening, their lady took her last round and sunk and hit the ground. The crew was all alone while I was crying over my relatives I once had known. It's better to bend than to break. This crew was positive and joked around, but even when they were home on the float, they named it, and they had the dogs running all around. As time passed by slowly, it took a toll. The anticipation of the ice melting and opening up made some of them throw up. These monotonous days were the only things melting around the crew. The days of nothing and waiting so long, they began to undo. I heard curse words and, and items thrown astrew. The captain had a plan. I heard him. He knew what to do. It's better to bend than to break. He got some men moving along a path, and he was a great leader, and he was proving he had no wrath. The crew got soaked like a fish. I wish they fell in the ocean. I have to give a shout out to the crew that dragged the boat. Endless strain of ice, just trace faces determined to succeed. All the men that were unbreakable indeed. It's better to bend than to break, yet one crew member forgot, and I thought he fought, but then he stood in line just in time. What a shame. If only he stayed there just for a bit. I would have had him for dinner. I would have eaten him with grit. So why so cruel? You may ask about me. They went back to killing, you see. And then it stopped suddenly. I heard a commotion. I saw a hole in the floe. They quickly packed up. They had to go. Their foundation was crumbling before their feet. They were trapped. How bad was it? I don't know. I heard prayers from the crew of hope and fear for tomorrow, by never giving up and never having sorrow. It's better to bend than to break. I too hope for a tomorrow, so now I must go and deal with my own.